Hello guys, today we'll talk about something that could happen in the future. Overpopulation. A lot of people are very concerned over overpopulation. Very concerned. And I believe overpopulation is something not to be concerned about. And I'm going over several reasons not to be concerned over overpopulation. Number one, we will become a planet-faring species. There are more planets than just Earth that we can live on. Once we figure out how to terraform places like Mars, the Moon, Venus, Jupiter's moons, even Pluto, okay, that's a lot of space. Pluto is the same size as around the same size as Russia. And Russia already is a pretty big place. If Russia had the same population as China, if Russia had 1 billion people, there would still be a lot of space left for people on Russia. So, there will also be other places in the world you'll be able to colonize in the future. The ocean, yep, like Raptor from Bioshock, Antarctica, especially if global warming accelerates. But even if global warming is stopped, people will eventually colonize Antarctica and Greenland. Very, very uninhabitable places like deserts will be colonized. And again, people are worried about global warming. But if we're able to terraform planets, why can't we terraform back our own? Okay? And especially once we reach the longevity escape velocity, I think it will promote people to be better people. Because, hey, if I can live for like 1,000 years, what's the point of being depressed or becoming a murderer? You know, what would be the point of doing all that when you could essentially live forever? Well, what would be the point of killing someone else? Or, doing anything bad at all? And thus enjoying the fruitfuls of life, until we can truly live forever. Which again, I believe that's the whole point of longevity escape velocity. I'll go over that in another video. I actually did technically upload one, but I accidentally deleted it. Yep, I realized that the video I put out was actually it was a 10-second. It was the video that I accidentally recorded before. But I'll go over later on the same day, talking about just that and how immortality is destined, regardless if people want it or not. Another thing is virtual heaven. Not everybody has to be in the physical world. Nope. There will be a virtualization. People call it digital immortality. I call it the virtualization. I coined that term from a past life on a planet called Gigantus, which is a Earth-like planet, that is around the size of Jupiter. No, not Jupiter, Neptune. My bad. And they called digital immortality virtualization. Okay, digital immortality was virtualization. I don't know why I never visited back that planet. Maybe because of its last horrible leader called Raptor, who basically wanted to ruin the world. Maybe because Earth is a much better planet than Planet Gigantus and has much better food and everything. Again, food always makes a place better than one other place. Another thing is, what about the food? Oh, what about the food? As I explained earlier, vertical farming will become a thing. Food grown in laboratories will become a thing and already are commercially available. Making a farm in space using vertical farming. Making farms on all of these other planets that were destined to colonize. Okay? And then we have the one thing that is inevitable about we all know the universe is gonna end. Yep. That's the big thing. That's the biggest hurdle of them all. Okay? Even if we could exist physically, digitally, or even using robotic indestructible android bodies, kind of like Cell from Dragon Ball Z, there's still the universe is gonna end. And I believe we can overcome that. Okay, same thing with the sun destroying our planet. Okay, we can overcome that as well. Or even control the sun. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we can even control the sun. Okay. The heat. But again, I'll discuss the heat death of the universe in the immortality escape velocity video. Basically, or longevity escape. Both mean the same thing. Both terms are interchangeable as well. But I believe, and then let's go over birth rates. Most countries have declining birth rates anyways. Okay? Most countries have declining birth rates anyways because child mortality is going down. Even in Africa. Africa's birth rates are dropping massively. Same thing with countries like Mexico. Mexico has 2.1, a birth rate of 2.1. And it's soon about to drop below replacement rate. Okay, even places like Mexico, which are assumed by many people, oh, people in Mexico have too many kids. Well, Mexico is just about average for, it's actually below the world average, which is 2.4, which is only kept up by Africa. Yep, if you look at many countries, in the future, many races are projected to go extinct. Okay, many places, in Africa, well, not Africa, many races in Europe, Asia, and other places are projected to go extinct if we don't do anything about the aging issue. Okay, because I doubt birth rates are gonna increase. Okay, I doubt they're gonna increase at all. And it's gonna be a very, 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 very worrisome time if we don't do anything about the aging. Which again, a lot of scientists are doing things about aging. We don't have to worry about that. There's lots of scientists and lots of companies that are centered around ending the aging process, and they're actually making a lot of good progress towards ending aging altogether. I believe by 2050, we will become biologically immortal. And it'll be accessible to everybody. Because I think, even the rich people will see, yep, even the rich people will probably think, yeah, it'll be better for everybody to be here. Okay, not just us, because, and yeah, it'll be, accessible to everybody, I believe, by 2050. So, the whole thing of overpopulation is the biggest concern people have, okay? The way we farm, the way we make our food is inefficient. Okay, the way we farm and make our food is very inefficient. It takes up too much space. Okay, making food in a lab or making food in vertical farms takes up much less space than the gigantic farms that take up space. And I believe if we get rid of this inefficient way of farming, I think we could feed up to a population up to 100 billion people on this planet alone. Okay, we could feed up to a population of 100 billion people, which is a lot of people on our planet. A lot of people. And of course, we'll also have other planets that we're going to colonize. We're going to have this is not the only planet in our solar system, and we know that. Okay, and we all know there's exoplanets out there. And soon as stuff like teleportation and time travel exist, and also another thing, time travel I'll discuss when we discuss, immortality, escape velocity, or longevity, escape velocity, and time travel will essentially render the heat death of the universe null and void, but, and of course, dimensional warping and all that stuff, and teleporting, and, all that stuff, manipulate, basically I believe in the future humanity could become a godlike race. That's the reason why God created humans, okay? To make us, and reincarnation and all that stuff to eventually make us gods as well. Okay, the whole religious view I believe is completely wrong and all that stuff and all that way. Okay, we'll eventually become one. No, the whole goal of humanity and every intelligent life form is to become immortal, godlike beings. Okay, a godlike race. Okay, I think that's the whole goal of every creature. Okay, to eventually advance to a stage where we build technology and we become a type 1 civilization. I think that's the whole goal of that. And we know those are, I know we own, and again, I also believe that we'll also gain help from aliens. I wouldn't be surprised if we'll gain advice from extraterrestrial life about how our future is. That's why we haven't seen aliens despite seeing all these spaceships, alien ships, UFOs, and all that stuff. Because I believe the aliens want to keep themselves a secret until we are ready to become a type 1. Type 1 civilization is about the planet. Type 5 civilization then That's where we need to be to escape the heat death of the universe, essentially. Type 1 civilization, I'm sorry for that confusion, but yeah, I thought Type 1 civilization was the universal one. Type 5 civilization, essentially. A universal, multiversal civilization. And I believe, and yeah, many scientists are now starting to speak out and saying, yeah, there's aliens. Okay, many scientists are speaking out and saying, yes, aliens exist. We're working with them. Okay, over the past years, I believe that our government is working with aliens, but they're not evil. Okay, aliens just simply want us to succeed. Okay, I had that feeling for a long time that alien life out is here to help us succeed. I wouldn't be surprised if the so-called, you know, there's no, people say, oh, there's no aliens. Okay, you haven't met, humanity has already met aliens. Aliens have been helping us for thousands of years. Okay, thousands of years, probably ever since humanity was created. Though people even had past life experiences saying they lived on an alien planet. And again, it's very, very hard to refute that, especially that one kid who believed he lived on Mars. Okay? And again, someone mocked me for actually saying what that kid claimed about nuclear war on Mars. Someone actually mocked me for saying that. Okay? It's pretty ridiculous, considering I believe that kid is completely correct about Mars and intelligent life on Mars, that there was intelligent life on Mars. And maybe I wouldn't be surprised if we were working with the intelligent life that escaped Mars, that we actually are working with alien races and alien species. Which is why there are scientists claiming saying there's a galactic federation, that we're working with the galactic federation to help better humanity. To help humanity. And yeah. Overpopulation is something that, we're going to overcome, okay? The way we farm and we make our food is very, very inefficient, okay? It takes up a lot of land, okay? Especially if many technologies coming on the horizon like de-extinction, okay? And especially in the far, far future, time travel, where we can basically bring back any species we want from the dead, okay? Again, any species we want from the dead, okay? Any animal, okay? If you want to see a T-Rex, T-Rexes will exist. And I believe that is the reason, for humanity, okay? Humanity exists because I don't believe that humanity could go extinct anytime soon. I don't believe they could go extinct anytime soon, okay? People have all these doomsday scenarios. They never come to fruition, okay? People were scared that the asteroid was going to hit our planet like 10 days ago. It didn't, okay? And yeah. I believe that, yeah. Overpopulation is not going to be an issue, okay? If we stay stuck on our planet, stay stuck in the primitive world of fossil fuels, yeah, we'll be probably extinct because we can't move past fossil fuels and use fuel that is far more fossil fuels are very expensive. People do not know that. Oil and fossil fuels are very, very, very expensive. I used to actually be a supporter of fossil fuels, but then I realized how much cheaper it is to use solar energy. Okay? You don't have to go to a mine and get out oil compared to solar energy. Okay? Because the sun is always there. Same thing of hydro energy. Water is always there. Thermal energy. Our Earth's energy is always there, as well. Okay, and these energies never go away. Never go away. They never go away. Okay. Compared to oil. Okay, and even if, but we can get oil on Titan and other planets. You don't get what I'm saying. Okay, renewable energy is fine. I think that we're going to eventually move. No matter how much people will resist, how much the oil tycoons, how much Saudi Arabia, how much, they try to resist, we're going to have a post-oil world by 2030. The beginning of a post-oil world. As well, okay? Same thing with cars. Most cars will probably be powered by electricity. Or solar energy. Okay, most cars will probably be powered by that. Of course, there'll be still old cars that can be powered by, of course, gas. But yeah, electric cars and other forms of, you know, energy do exist. Okay, same thing with energy to heat our homes. We use a lot of fossil fuels to heat our homes alone. Okay, we don't need to use fossil fuels to heat our homes. We can just use, readily available energy sources that we all have. Wind energy, of course. Wind always exists. Wind will never go away. Okay, solar energy. It might be harder on like Mars, as well. The moon, and it might be easier like on Venus, but it might be harder on planets like Mars, or we go all the way far out to Pluto. I think Pluto's probably gonna have to have a different energy sources than the sun, and because again there's still like other energy sources they can use as well. And I do believe that aliens are here. Aliens do exist. We have been working with them for a while. I do believe it's kind of dumb to believe that that we are not working with aliens. I believe that aliens are either observing us to make so we don't screw up. Okay, what someone said, someone claimed on on a reincarnation group that aliens put us here as intelligent life, which also goes against the whole thing of evolution as a whole. Or planted our ancestors on this planet to, make sure to colonize Earth, and they'll be like watching us. And also that same person claimed that Elon Musk is also a reincarnation of an alien, and he was considered royalty on that planet. Again, that could be an alternate timeline, there, which I do believe that I am 100% in the belief of a multiverse. A multiverse does exist, okay? Like, people have dreams of living on another universe, okay? People have dreams about video game worlds, but they might actually do exist, okay? Video game worlds like the Human Covenant War, okay? I had many dreams about the Human Covenant War, even though Halo takes place 500 years from now, okay? I had many dreams about it, okay? Many dreams, okay? Even before I played Halo, I had dreams about it. Even before I seen the game, I had a couple of dreams about it. It just was something that was... It was just recurring. Same thing with a dream about a car crash. So that's another one that was essentially a recurring dream. As well. And a dream, as well. Again, I've already had been an unusual person before all my life. I could read before I could do anything else. So it's just completely unusual and strange. Okay, yeah. If I do die before the coming events of the singularity, which is very unlikely, and ending aging, I will come back on this planet. That will be what's gonna happen. I don't know how long. It could be instantaneous. It could be like 20 to 30 to 40, 50 years. But yeah, I'll come back on this planet because I know it's real. That reincarnation and all that stuff is real. And I believe and unlike what religious, people try to say, oh, it's about, graduating from Earth. No, there's other universes out there. You likely have lived millions of years and you just don't remember, because you don't need to remember living as a sponge 75 million years ago. You don't need to remember that. That's very unimportant, okay? Very unimportant to remember being a sponge. I'm just using that example. Or remember being a saber-toothed tiger. Or, living on another universe as a caveman-like tribe. You don't need to remember all that stuff. But yeah, if I were to come back, I would choose this planet again, okay? Choose this planet again. Which I will. But yeah, I'll discuss, that stuff in another video, of course. But yeah, if I would choose to come back, it will definitely be this planet. Because I believe the whole goal of life is actually to become like gods. Okay? They become a type 1 civilization. There. And yes, most of the stuff when people talk about reincarnation is mostly just religious. the religious version, not the logical version of reincarnation. I believe that reincarnation's all about like evolution and stuff. Stuff. There's also the video game theory, but I don't believe a theory like that holds that much water compared to the theory I came up. Again, it still does say theory, but I believe my theory is 100% correct. I believe it's probably the most likely reason. You know that. But yeah, overpopulation is not going to be an issue in the future. You can stop worrying about overpopulation, and if you're so worried about overpopulation, you can just, of course, off this planet and reincarnate in a different universe. Well, your planet isn't overpopulated, or or reality or dimension that isn't overpopulated, as well. Yeah. And these other dimensions that people talk about, those are other universes. That's what they talk about, other dimensions. Those are other universes, which there are an infinite amount of universes, as well. An infinite amount of universes as well. So even if this universe ends, there's always going to be an infinite amount of universes and timelines that exist, essentially. Right? Even it's the parallel universe effect. There are universes that are millions of years into the future. Universes that are hundreds of years into the future. Universes that are hundreds of years into the past. Okay, that are still stuck in the medieval era. There are still universes that are still stuck with the dinosaurs. Out there. Okay? There are universes where basically humanity doesn't even exist. And the Earth is either ruled by some other intelligent race or ruled by just nature. And there's no humans on it. Okay? There's probably a universe where Earth's ruled by a bunch of wolf people. A bunch of cat people. Which again, it could explain all the people who we're other kin. We're wolf kin. We're wolves. We're animals. That could explain the whole phenomenon of that. Same thing with the whole transgender phenomenon. There was lots of people in this world that claim they're not even from this planet. That they're aliens. Okay? And again, most people don't talk about this stuff because it's considered taboo and stuff. So, yep. That's it. So, yeah. Yeah. In the future, it's going to be very, very, very promising. And most of us will be able to see it if we don't have any complications. Of course. So, that's basically it about this video. Goodbye.